Okay, I'm going to show you how I play this thing that Atlantis posted using the furthest back dozen or column. And you can see over here I've got the little tracker set up. I don't know who wrote the little tracker, but there it is. I have $226 in the account. I'm not going to stay with this very long because it's late and I'm tired. So I start off with just the first dozen, because you got to start somewhere. And, I got to get my book where I can start marking, don't I? Okay, that was a win, so we can't. Okay, now I put in the number that came over here, which was the 1. Okay, so that was dozen 1, column 1. Okay, so I don't want to bet that one again, so let me try the third column, see what that happens. Okay, lost that one, so I write down a L on my paper, and let's try to do that one again. I got to put in the number over here. That was the number 34. Okay, now let's try that again. And we lost another one, so I put another L on my paper. I have 2 L's now, and the number that came was 20. Now, since I have 3 numbers, I can look and see if I have a furthest back. 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, dozen in column 3. Column 3 has not hit at all, so I'm just going to stay with column 3. Okay. I have 2 L's on my paper and a 1. Now I put a W on my paper, so now I have LLW, and I put in the 33. Okay, clear that. Now I'm at 228. I've won $2. If I needed to, I would go back down to 1, but since I'm already at 1, I can't really do that. Okay, now the oldest dozen or column, it'd be a tie between the 1 on each one of them, but I've had 2 column 1s hit, and I only had 1 dozen, so I'm going to go with this dozen right here. I always mark them yellow, that way I don't forget. Why isn't it doing it? There it is. Now I won't forget who I'm betting. Okay, I'm betting dozen 1, and I have LLW on my paper. That looks like a win. Okay, I put a 9 up here. Was that a 9? No, it's a 9. Okay, now I look back and see who is the oldest dozen or column. Okay, we got a 1, 2, 3 right here, and over here we have, so it would be the first column would be the oldest. So I'll color in my first column and clear my bet, put it right down here. Now on my paper I have LLWW. Okay, here we go. And that is a loss. So now on my paper I have LLWWL. Okay, and so I add the 21 over here. Okay, and this is just a simple rebet because we're still betting for a win on the first column. And we'll stick with that until we get it. And that's a loss. Now, my first line is complete. I have LLWWLL. I would normally go up, but he said if you had 2 W's out of the 6, you stay at the 1 level. So I will just remain at 1 unit. And over here I'll put in the number that came in the little tracker, which is 23. And I rebet and spin. Okay, what is that? 17. That's another. Now I'm starting my second line on my paper, and it starts with an L. I put in the 17 over there. Of course, I know to rebet because we haven't gone anywhere. And we're right now at 226, exactly where I started, and I won that one. Now, that was the 13. I'll put that in there, and I will put a W on my sheet. Now, I have gone to 228, and I'm going to start a new line. I'll just mark through that LW, and I'll start a new line with 1. That's the way I like to do it. Okay, now we find the oldest. Look at the 2's here. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2. It would be the 3rd dozen. So I will color the 3rd dozen. We'll clear this and bet the 3rd dozen. And spin. $22 is a loss, so I'll put an L. Now I've started a brand new line, and I put an L on that line. Put in the, I don't know why this little tracker does that crazy thing you saw right there, but it does. Somebody messed up. 22. Okay, we don't need the word true there, so we'll clear that out. Okay. Now I just rebet. Go on. Okay, and that's also a loss. I put another L on my paper, and I put in the 2, rebet, go on. What is that? That is the 10. Okay, I put another L on my paper, put in the 10, rebet. And that is the 4. Now this is my 4th L in a row. So I rebet, spin. $22 again, looks like. Yep. Okay, now that makes 5 L's in a row. He says when you get 5 L's in a row, you go up 1. So now I'm going to 2 units. So I'll make my little gizzard blinky over here do 2. And I'm going to bet 2 on the 3rd dozen. Now this is why I mark that. Why look at that. Didn't mark 1 there. We know that the 2 is in dozen 1, so we'll put a, gosh dang it, right there, dozen 1. The little tracker's not perfect. Okay, 22. And we're betting the 3rd dozen with 2 units. 3rd dozen, 2 units. Why won't it bet? 3rd dozen, 2 units. Okay, now we're ready to go. Okay, starting a new line because I had 5 L's in a row. And that's the 11. So I'll put in the 11 over here. And I'll mark an L on my first line. And I'll rebet. $20. So I'll put in 20 over there. This is L2 on my line. And I rebet. That is a 1. I'll put L3 on my line. And I rebet. And that is 21. I put L4 on my line, and I rebet. Finally got a winner. I'll put a W on my line. I'll put 35 here. I'll clear this. Now I have to find who is the oldest. Well, we have a 1, 2, 3 right here on the dozens. So we go back 2, 3, 1. See, it's 1, 2, 3. Now here's where it is. 1, 2, 3 over here, and it's actually 1, 2, 3 over here. So what I do is I say, okay, the 1s are the oldest. Now I'm going to look back and see if I can see who has the least amount of 1s. There's 3 in a row. There's 3 in a row. Okay, I'm going to go with the first dozen. You got to make a determination. Sometimes you just have to guess. Okay, $2 on the first dozen. And we'll spin it. Now I have LLLW. And I'm missed that one. Should have stayed with the third dozen, shouldn't I? Okay. Alright, now I have L, 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 W, L. So I'll go up to 3 to start my new line. So I'll put another chip in my little kitty here. No, that's not the way you do it. Okay. And what were we betting? I've already forgot. The first dozen. There it is. Okay. Here we go. Guess I gotta spin it, don't I? Okay. And that's the 14. I put a L on my sheet. That's my first L. I rebet. Spin it. And that looks like a winner. That's the number 7. So I put a W on my sheet. Put down a 7. Now I've got to find out who's the oldest. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3 right there, and we have 1, 1, 2. Here's the oldest. Real easy to see right there. So now we're going to be betting the third column. I've got to clear this. Third column. Here we go. 23 is a loss, so we'll put down an L, put in the 23, and repeat, rebet. And that is the 21, which is a winner. So I put down another W on my sheet, and I have to find out who's the oldest. Okay, we have 1, 1. Okay, it's pretty obvious. It's the third dozen. So I put in the third dozen color, and we bet. We got to clear that. Bet the third dozen right there. Okay. And we got the second dozen, 24. Okay. I put another L on my sheet. Now I have L, W, L, W, L. Okay. And so we rebet. And we got the 11. Is that what it is? Okay. That's a loser. Now, I have another L. Now, he said if you have 2 W's and 4 L's, you stay at the same level. So we'll stay at the 3. And we'll just rebet and go on. Okay, 29 is a winner. So I start out my new line with a W. I put the 29 in there. And I clear it. Now I'm at 223, and I started at 226. And then I went up to 228, so my actual goal is 228. Now we got to find the oldest. 3, 1, 2, 2, 3. It's pretty obvious that it's the first column. Okie dokie, first column, there we go. And that's the number 5. And then put down an L on our sheet. Rebet, spin. That's the number 1, that's a winner, so we put down another W. 1, enter. Now I stop and take a look at where I'm at. I'm at 226, so I haven't cleared. I need 229 to stop, so I won't stop. I look for the oldest dozen or column. 1, 1, 1, 3, 2, and this is 1, 2, 2. Now see, that's a tie. No, tie. This 2 is oldest, and this 3 is oldest. So I've got a lot more 2s than I do 3s over here, so I'm just going to go with the third column, just for fun. Okay, third column. If I won on this one, I'd be out. I'd be back. And I did. Number 30. Okay. Now, here's what I do. I stop and take a look. And I say I was needing 228, and now I'm at 232. So as far as I'm concerned, I have won that little trot, and I would mark through my line, and I would start back at 1 unit, because my goal is very, very conservative. It's just to get 1 unit on each trot. That's why I'd like to have this in a robot, because it is so boring to have to sit here and do all this and try to keep it in track. So I started at 226 and now I'm at 232. I'm going to try to make at least $10 just to make it worthwhile. So I'm going to erase everything and I'm going to go back to 1. And I'm going to try to, let's see, I never did put that 30 in, did I? So I've got to do that. And see who is the oldest. 31132, it's obvious. It's the second dozen. So we'll mark the second dozen. And we'll start with $1 on the second dozen. And what do you know? We won one. Now, when I win the first one like that, I don't make any marks. I just go on. I don't write down a W or win or anything. Now, that was number what? 16. Now we got to go see who is the oldest. There's a 1, 2, 3 right there. 1, 1, 3, 2. It would be the second column. So we'll put a unit on the second column. See what we can come up with. Okay, that now I put down an L on my line because I lost one. That's the 36. And we just rebat and spin. And that's the 21, which is a loser. So I put down an L on my sheet. Rebat and spin. That is an 8. I think that's a winner. So I put a W on my sheet. I put in the 8. And I take a look at where I'm at. I'm still not where I want to be. So, wait a minute. Yes, I am. I started with 226. Now, no, I need $2 more. That's how good my math is. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 1. It is the third column. Put $1 on the third column. Here we go. If I win this one, I can quit. I didn't win it. Oh, here we go again. What is this? Crap. I don't know why the sheet does this. Yeah, maybe a little. Okay. See, I forgot what it's betting on. Okay, the 16. I think I was betting on the first column. Okay, well, I can just repeat and say, no, I was betting on the third column. Okay. Or did I win one? Okay, the 16 right here would be the 16 would be column 1. So was I betting on the first column? No, it says I was betting on the third column. I was betting on this one right here. Okay. Alright, third column. Or did I just win on the third? No, I just won on the 8. Yeah, okay. Okay, we'll go with third column anyway. Number 1. Put an L on my sheet. Mm. 19. Put an L on my sheet. 8. Put an L on my sheet, and that makes 1, 2, that makes 6. Now I go to 2. And I'm betting the third column. Okay. Start with an L and repeat. Five, repeat. Okay, there's a winner. And that was the 27. Now we got to see who's the oldest. 3, 1, 1, 2. It's a toss up right here between the 2 and the 1. I'm gonna go with second dozen. $17, that's a win. Now then, okay, let's see if that made us $2.36. No, I'm still $2 short. Okay, the oldest is 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, 2. It'll be obviously the first column. So we'll take that and clear that. We're back to first column. Now a win here would put me right where I want to be. And I didn't get it, so I'll just put down 11 and put down an L here. Now let's see if that did it. 236. Okay, I started at 226. I've made 10 units. So I'm happy and tired, so I'm going to quit. Post this.